arms first. We are going to begin with the Morris and Maureen today. Okay, thank you, members. I think we can begin. We can begin. Okay. Morris and Maureen, if Charles is not busy, can give you permission. You can mute. You can unmute yourself and lead us into the opening prayer. Morris and Maureen is going to lead us. Oh, yes, thank you. Let me now give Morris and Maureen. Can you lead us into the opening prayer, Morris?
Yes, teacher. Let us pray. Let us pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, dear God, I ask you to bless us. I ask you to bless us as we are going through this lesson. I ask you to give us the knowledge and wisdom and understanding. Lord God, Father, I thank you for the night that we have been. I ask you to remove every distractions from this lesson. Lord God, Father, I ask you to help us understand what teacher Tonny is going to teach us in this lesson. And help us go through that day and pray. Amen. In the name of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Morris and Maureen. Thank you. Okay, members, once again, let me welcome you to e-learning program. As I was briefing you, this program is organized by Christian School Owners Association Uganda. We welcome you all. We cater for all levels and classes. The program is sponsored by Edify Uganda. Edify deals with the Christian schools. They always support Christian schools. And it is implemented by ETAO. ETAO is ICT Teachers Association of Uganda. This ETAO is the one making sure that we conduct our lessons on Zoom. We really put our work on Google Classroom. So they are the technical part of the program. So we are able to reach you wherever you are online. You are most welcome. This is P6. We are going to learn mathematics, and it is our first lesson of the second program. We had program in the past, and we conducted it successfully. So today is Monday, 6th September 2021. As most of you know me, I am Tonny Akenya, or you can call me Teacher Tonny. I'm a teacher of mathematics and science. You can reach me on the number that you are seeing on your screen. Okay, and that is my email also on your screen. Yes, members, we had learned something in the program that we had before. Okay, we had our program that we conducted before, and we were learning this topic of length, mass, and capacity. So under this, we learned a lot of things. We learned changing kilometers to meters, meters to kilometers. We learned about finding area of a rectangle, finding area of a square, and so many other things. So today, what we are going to look at is finding perimeter when area of a square is given. This is what we are going to look at. So learners, I request you to pay attention as I take you through what you are supposed to do in this lesson. Okay? So we are going to look at finding perimeter when area of a square is given. Now, what are we supposed to do in this lesson? Okay? In this lesson, you will find the side of a square with the given area. Remember that they are going to give you the area of a square, but once they give you area of a square, the side of that square will be missing. So what you will do first, before you find the perimeter, you need to first find the side of a square using the area given. That's what you are going to be doing in this lesson. The second point is you are going to find the square root of the area. So this one explains when you want to get the side of a square, since area is given, and remember area, it is in square centimeters or square meters. So for you to find that side, you are going to be finding the square root of the given area. So these are some of the key things that we are going to do. So the square root that you have got gives you the side of the square. Are we together? The square root that you are going to be finding, it will be giving you the side of the square. So once you get the side of the square, then automatically you go and find the perimeter that we are supposed to find. You go and find the perimeter. So how do we now find the perimeter? We now add the length of all the sides round a square. Remember, we define what a perimeter is. And somebody can briefly even remind us what perimeter is. Edith, can you remind us what is perimeter? We have looked at finding perimeter of a square. Now today we are going to look at finding the perimeter of a square when the side is not given, but they have given you the area. So what is perimeter, Edith? Just to remind us. Edith? Please, whenever I call your name, it means that I've already given you permission to unmute yourself. Yes, Edith. What is perimeter? Edith, we can't hear you. Okay, let me try to find someone else to give me what perimeter is. Yes, Jeremiah, what is perimeter? Jeremiah, we have already looked at that. What is perimeter? Just to remind us. Jeremiah? Is Elizabeth want to talk? Okay, Elizabeth, you can go ahead.
Perimeter is the total distance around a figure.
Very good. Perimeter is the total distance around the figure. So therefore, for you to find the perimeter of a square, you need to add the distance around that figure. And already we talked about a square. A square has 4 sides which are equal. So you are supposed to add all those 4 sides when you want to get the perimeter. So let's go ahead and look at how do they set these questions? How do they ask us this question? Let's go ahead and check on that. Okay, this is our example number 1. And I want to pick someone to read example number 1. You are just going to read. At this time, in this example, I want to first explain because we need to understand it properly. Okay, I request you that let me explain number 1, then I will be involving you in number 2, number 3 as we move on. So let me request Travis. Yes, Travis, can you unmute? Travis? Travis, I hope you know how to, yes. Travis, I'm going to put for you number 1. Can you read for us? Travis?
Calculate the perimeter of a square of area 25 centimeters squared.
Very good, Travis. Very good, Travis. Okay. Travis has said that the question is calculate the perimeter of a square of area 25 square centimeters. This one you can read it as square centimeters. Though most of us we read it as centimeter square. We can read it as square centimeters. So now learners, how do we do this question? It goes back to the point that I was telling you. Okay? How do we handle this question? The question is just bold like that, that calculate the perimeter of a square of area. Mark this point of area. Mark this point properly. They say of area. This is the area. Okay? So if I look at this square does not have, if I look at this square, the square does not have the side. Okay? If I look at this square, I want you to pay attention. I want to explain number 1. Okay? So if I have a square here, okay, if I have a square here, okay, a square has all the sides equal. Now, if you look at this square, they have only given us the area of this square. Okay, area is the space covered by an object or a plane figure. So here, the area of this square is 25 square centimeters. 25 square centimeters. That is what they have said in the question. Now, most of the learners, they run and start saying, yes, they told us to find perimeter. They start saying perimeter equals to side plus side plus side plus side. Perimeter equals to 25 plus 25 plus. That is not the sides. We are supposed to add the sides, but 25 is not the sides. So our first step there is for us to find the sides of this square. So for us to find the side of this square, since the area of a square is given, we can write the formula to find the area of a square. To find the side first, we can say area of a square is equals to side times side times sides. This gives us area. That is what we should find first. So in this case, you will realize that, okay, in this case, you will realize that your side is not there to replace because you are supposed to replace accordingly. Now here you have side times side. Now you write this side times side in PowerPoint. For those who are putting up their hands, please first wait, I explain this. Then you will ask question after my explanation. I will allow you to ask. Just pay attention and listen. Okay. So here we shall say, okay, now we have side times side. There is no side. They are all S. Okay. Then that means side times side gives us side square equals to our area given to us is 25. You see, you replace. That 25 is not the side. That 25 is the area. So it's 25 square centimeters. So this is what the point was telling us, that we need to first find the side of the square. And for us to find the side of a square, we are supposed to get the square root of 25. So how do we get the square root? I want also to take you through getting the square root. How do we get the square root? At least this one I can ask someone to tell me, how do I get the square root? Jude. Yes, my good boy. How should I now get the square root, Jude?
The square root, you divide, no, you find the square root of this side squared and 25 centimeters squared. So square root of side squared and square root of 25 centimeters squared. So after here on side squared, you cancel the square root and then you cancel this 2 squared. Now you have side equals to the square root of 25 centimeters squared.
Yes. So how do we now get the square root of 25 centimeters square? How do we get the square root of 25? That's what I'm trying to ask you now, Jude. You have explained it well. So how do we now find the square root of 25, Jude? Are you still there?
Yes. So
yes.
It is 5 divided by 25.
Okay, so what I wanted, the point I wanted you to bring in here is we prime factorize 25, isn't it? Isn't it, Jude? So we are going to prime factorize. Let me prime factorize 25. I think, Jude, you have a network. Okay, so according to what our friend has been explaining, now when you reach in this step, you realize that you have side times side and there is no side. So side times side, when you multiply s times s, you get s squared is equals to, your area is 25. So your area is 25 square centimeters. So therefore, we are supposed to find the square root on both sides. Now we are bringing in the issue of square root because this s squared, we should remove the square. And for us to remove this square, which is 2 on top, we shall find the square root. So the square root of s squared is only s. That's what Jude said, that you cancel the square root symbol with the square on top of s, so that you remain with only s. Now, therefore, for you also to remove this symbol for square root, you are supposed to find the square root of 25. Now, the square root of 25, we prime factorize. Prime factorizing means you are dividing this number, this 25, using the prime numbers. Okay, so you divide 25 using the prime numbers. For example, we have 25. The first prime number is, what's the first prime number, Jesse? Jesse, what is the first prime number?
It is 0.
Prime number, Jesse. 0 is not a prime number. What is prime number first of all? Because here we are learning, we are supposed to learn so many things. Okay,
Yes.
so when we talk about prime number, somebody wants to define for us. Joan, do you want to define for us? Joan?
2.
Okay, 2 is the first prime number. Then the second one is?
3.
3. The third one is?
5.
Yeah, so out of those prime number you are mentioning, you look for the number that can divide 25. So out of the one you have mentioned, which one can divide 25?
5.
5, very good. So here you come and divide 25 by 5. Okay, then now you ask yourself, what is 25 divided by 5? Joan?
5.
Okay, 25 divided by 5, you write your answer here is 5. Again, 5 can be divided by
5.
By 5. So 5 divided by 5, what do we get?
1.
1. So therefore, when we factorize 25, we have got here 5 and we have also got here 5. So there are 2 5s here. So therefore, you come back here in your square root and you say you have 5 times 5. You see? So 25 has become 5 times 5 when you factorize it. You come and write those prime numbers inside the square root symbol. But once you are writing it, please, you make sure you write all of them in multiplication form. So that's why I've come here, the 25, we have got here 5 times 5. Then here remains centimeter, square centimeters. So in this step now, some of your teachers tells you that you pair them. You pair like this. Some of your teachers say pair this. Okay, you put in pairs. And then you remove 1, you take 1. So meaning that the square root of 25 remains only 5 when I kill 1, when I removed 1, when I cancel 1, it remains what? It remains 5. But the best way you can do, is not to cancel, please. To be a very good mathematician, don't cancel it, don't pair and cancel. What you do, you pair them, okay? You can pair if there are many. Like here, there are only 2. We can pair these 2, and also we say side is equals to, our S is equals to square root of, now here it become 5 squared. Also, you write it in square, in power form. Okay, here remain our centimeter squared. It remains our centimeter what? Squared. So in this case, you realize that our square root of S of 5 squared is equals to 5. Then the square root of centimeter squared is equals to centimeter. So the whole thing gives you that the side of this square is 5. This is the side. But is the question asking you to stop in getting the side only? No. The question is asking you to find the perimeter. So since you have already got the side as 5, then go ahead and now say perimeter. Okay, let me now write it clearly. Go ahead and now say perimeter is equals to, okay, you can now say perimeter. You are now finding perimeter. Just like Elizabeth said, that perimeter is the total distance round the figure. So you can say side plus side plus side. That is the total, means you add all the 4 sides. So we have got the side as 5. So you continue saying perimeter. Okay, you continue saying perimeter equals, so our side is 5 centimeter plus 5 centimeters plus 5 centimeters plus again 5 centimeters. You make sure you add all the 4. Okay. So when you want to group them, you can group in 2, 2. You can pair them. Okay. If adding all at once is hard, you can say 5 plus 5. There you get 10. Then again, plus another 5 plus 5, also you get 10. So finally, your perimeter becomes, is equals to 20 centimeters. So this is how you approach this question. once it is given to you, once you find it somewhere. Okay. So in this case, what we said we are going to learn in the lesson, if you remember my first 3 points. The first point was we are supposed to find the sides, which we have got the sides. The second point was when we are finding the side, we find the square root of the area given. So we find the square root of 25. So the square root of 25 we have got as 5. Then after getting the side, we can now find the perimeter by adding all the 4 sides. So that is what we are going to be doing in this question. So we are going to go to number 2, but number 2 is going to be interactive. It will not be mine now. We are going to be interacting together in number 2. Okay. But before we move to number 2, there may be some few questions. Okay. There may be some few questions. So I want to see those who are having questions, whether the question can be answered in number 2, it's fine. Okay. I have Marvin. Marvin, any question?
Yes,
Yes, please go ahead.
teacher.
Yes.
So the question area, the total area was 25 centimeters squared.
Yes.
And answer it's 20 centimeters.
Yes.
So I can't answer.
You can't?
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
you are saying that the question is giving us 25 centimeters squared, but
Yes.
the perimeter we are getting is again 20. That's what you are not understanding, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, now let me try to explain to you to understand.
Yes.
Yeah, the area and the perimeter, their answer may not be the same, cannot be the same. Okay? So
Yes.
let me now draw for you. Marvin, you can stay on. Let me now draw for you. Now, we have got the side of this square. Sorry, what I've drawn is not all that good, but let me find, okay. Now we have got the side of this square as what? What have we got, Marvin?
It's
Are you still?
25 centimeters.
No, the side. 25 is the area. The side we have got, we have got it as 5 centimeters. Okay. Now, if they ask you to find the area of this square, this diagram I have put, do you see this diagram?
Yes.
If they've asked you to find its area, what are you going to say? Area equals to what? What's the formula for area?
Side times side.
Side times side. Very good. Okay. Now, if we get side times side, what is the side there in that diagram? What is the side?
It's 5 centimeters.
Okay. Now, 5 centimeters times what? Times 5 centimeters, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So 5 times 5, what do you get?
25.
Your area is 25
centimeters.
Centimeter what? Squared, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, Marvin, that is the area. Now, in that same diagram, if I ask you to find the perimeter, what do you do with the perimeter? Perimeter equals to what?
Perimeter equals to side plus side plus side.
Side plus side plus side. How many of them?
4.
4. Now, each side is what? This side is 5, isn't it? Okay. Plus another side is also 5. Plus another side is also 5. Marvin, are you following?
Yes.
Plus another side is 5.
Yes.
All this is in centimeters, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So when we add this 5 plus this 5, what do we get?
10.
10. Good. Then we have remained with the other 5 plus 5. What do we get?
Still 10.
Still 10. Then 10 plus 10, what do we get?
20 centimeters.
20 centimeters. So, do you see the difference between area and the square? For area, you multiply, eh?
Yes.
And you only multiply 2 sides. You don't multiply all the 4 sides. For perimeter, you add all the 4 sides. So that is why in our answer here, they have asked us to find perimeter. So we started by looking at the sides, which we got 5. So now when we got 5, we came and added 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. That's why we have got what? We have got 20. Have you got it?
Yes. Thank you.
You are welcome. So learners, let's go to number 2. We shall be learning from there. Let's go to number 2. Okay, allow me to wrap this. So Marvin, thank you for the question, and I hope I have clarified to you.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, let's go to our number 2. Okay, now this one I had also worked out this number, but I'm just going to go through it very fast. I may not explain because we have already explained. All the steps I've been explaining is there in this. So here we were looking for the side first. That's why we said side times side. Okay, side times side gives us s squared equals to 25. Then we got the square root on both sides. Yeah, so here we prime factorize 25. When we prime factorize 25, we have got 5 times 5. Just what we have been explaining. This is what we have been explaining. So after getting the sides, you finally now come and get the perimeter. Like that. So this is what you do. Okay, let's go to number 2. That is our number 2. Okay, that is our number 2. Yes, let me ask someone to read for us number 2. Let me get somebody to read for us number 2. Please, when I pick you, try to unmute yourself as quick as possible. Eric, can you read? Sorry, Eric. Eric, can you read number 2? Eric, are you able? Some of you have not put up your arms. That's why I'm just speaking. Okay. Now I'll pick so many people. Marvin, I think leave Eric to read. You can mute yourself. Let Eric read. Eric.
The area of a square garden is 100 squared. Find the length of a wire mesh that will fence it.
Thank you. So the question reads as, the area of a square garden is 100 square meters. Find the length of a wire mesh that will fence it. Okay, so meaning that if you are to look for the length of the wire mesh, you are supposed to fence that square garden all around. So that means they are asking you to find the perimeter. But if you read the question, you need to know what's the formula to find the perimeter. If I may ask, Martha, what's the formula to find the perimeter? Martha? Adongo Martha, Adong Martha? Yes, Martha. How do we get the perimeter? What's the formula? Aine, what's the formula to find the perimeter? Hey, oh, you people who are not putting up your arms, you are going to demoralize me from picking you. So let me be picking those who are putting up their arms at least now. Maybe they are ready to participate. Okay, let me get Desmond. Desmond, can you tell us the formula to find the perimeter? Desmond?
The formula to find the perimeter.
Yes.
Side plus side plus side plus side.
How many sides have you mentioned?
4.
Okay, thank you. That's the formula. Now, let me go to Nachtende. Nachtende, if you listen to the formula of finding the perimeter, Esther, have you had the formula of finding perimeter, Esther?
Yes.
Now, when you read that question properly, this boy said, Desmond said side plus side plus side plus side. Now, if you read the question, do you have the side of the square garden given? Yes, do you have it?
Yes.
What is the side of the square garden?
100 meters.
100 meters squared. Is that the side? Is that the side really? So let's say this is our square garden. Now in this square garden, they have only given us the area. Are you seeing, Esther?
Yes.
They have only given the area. The area is the space that is covered by that garden, the whole space where that garden is sitting on. Okay, it is 100 meters squared. But the side of the garden, they have not given. The side of this garden is not given. Here, the side is not given. Even here, the side is not given. Of course, all the sides are the same. Okay? So if you write one is enough. If you write one is enough. So therefore, if you read this question and you reflect what I said at the beginning of the lesson, okay? If you reflect, if you can remind yourself on what I said at the beginning of the lesson, is that in this lesson, we are going to find the side first because they will give you the area. So use that area given to find the side of the square. So when you get the side of the square, then find the perimeter of the what? Of the square. Because now you will be knowing, you can only find the perimeter when the side is there. So in this case, the side is not yet there. So let's go and get the side. Okay. So in this case, I want to pick one child to come and help me in finding the side of a square. Okay. I want to pick somebody who is going to be very loud and clear. You can put up your hands and I pick you. Okay, I see Larry was the first. Larry, you were the first to put up your hands because I'd lowered all. Larry, are you coming in? Please, why are you raising up your hands when you are not talking? This is not good, okay? This is not good for us. So let me find another person. Let me find another person to help us. Okay, we have Calvin Okello. Are you able? Okello Calvin. Okay, so some of you delay and not knowing that our time will be running. Calvin, are you coming on? Okay, Clever, you can come on and we do this number together. Clever?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so when you read the question and you recall if you recall, we are going to find the side first. Can we find the side here first?
Please, teacher.
Okay, you can go ahead and explain.
Yes, please.
Okay, how are we going how are we going to find the side of the square given the area?
Side times side equals area.
Okay, so here, since area is given, we shall use the formula for area, which is side times side. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, now from here, after writing the formula, you can now substitute. To substitute means to replace.
Yes.
Mm.
Side squared equals 100 meters squared.
Side squared equals to 100 square meters, okay?
Squared. Yes, teacher. You
So
cancel.
Now from here, Clever, after writing, after substituting, you know, we first listen to the explanation. After you have substituted like this, because we don't have the side, that's why we have said side squared, because we multiplied side times side and we have got side squared. So to remove this square, we are supposed to get the square root.
You get them under the square root symbol.
We are supposed to get the square root here. And also on the other side of 100, also we must get the square root, isn't it? Okay.
Yes, sure.
Okay, now the question comes, how do we get the square root of side square, square root of s squared?
You cancel the square root symbol with squared.
So that you remain with only. Now how do we get the square root of 100 now?
You prime factorize.
Okay, we find prime factorize, we can use ladder method.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so since you have used the word prime factorize, we are supposed to divide 100 by prime numbers only, isn't it?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so we divide, what's the first prime number that can divide 100?
2.
Okay, 2. So we are going to say 100 divided by 2. What do we get?
50.
We get here 50. We continue dividing it by prime number. So 50, can we divide it by 2 also?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, 50 divided by 2, what do we get?
25.
25. Again, now can 2 divide? Here you are supposed to divide without any remainder. So you can go to 5. 25 divided by 5, isn't it?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, 25 divided by 5, what do you get?
5.
Then again, 5 divided by 5, what do you get?
1.
1. So we have got this 2, 2, 5, 5. So here under the square root, we shall put here 2.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, please.
Excuse me, teacher.
You are excused.
At our school, you take 2, plus another 2.
You take 2, cancel another 2.
5, cancel another 5. After
okay. Okay, that is also okay. But then also you can as well cancel it from here. Are you getting me? You can as well cancel it from here so that you are able to tell somebody who is marking your paper that 100, I have got 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. I have got 2 times 2, 5 times 5. So in this case, you pair it like this. That's what the teacher was telling you. Okay, you pair it like this. And here you have your meter squared. So the teacher tells you to pick 2, cancel another 2. Pick 5, cancel another 2. so that in this case you remain with the 2 in one bracket, then another bracket you remain with the 5 meter. So meter square, it will cancel this one, isn't it? My girl Clever has gone off. So members, the teachers are telling you to do this. That is okay. Okay, we have different method that you put in bracket whereby you cancel this one, you pick 2. You cancel this one, you pick 2. But if you want to be very good and you want to really explain to the examiner who is marking your paper, because sometimes you need to be very careful. The way they mark exams depends on how people have passed the number. So if the best option you can do is to say 2 times 2 times 5 times 5. And you can maintain your meter squared. Now here, when you put in bracket, you group them. When you pair them, in each pair, you will have the first pair, you have 2 squared times the second square, the second pair, you have 5 squared. And also you have your meter squared. So therefore, in this case, an examiner is going to know that 2 squared, the square root of 2 squared is 2, times the square root of 5 squared is 5, and the square root of m squared is m. You get it? Whereby you are saying you cancel this square, you cancel this squared with the square root. You cancel this squared with the square root. So that you have your side now as remain 2 times 5. So what is 2 times 5, Drake? What is 2 times 5, Drake? Yes, my boy Drake, what is 2 times 5?
2 times 5.
10. Yeah, it's 10. Very good. So the side of the square is 10. You can confirm the other person was like, hey, teacher, the area is 100 meters squared, but the perimeter you are going to get is less than 100. I'm confused. No. For area, now you can confirm that it is side times side, and your side is 100. So therefore, 100 times 100, your side is 10. Therefore, 10 times 10 gives you 100 meter squared. So you have got the side as 10. So finally, you can come and find the what? You can come and find the perimeter. Finally, you can come and find the perimeter. So your perimeter now becomes, as someone defined at the beginning, that perimeter we shall now add all the side. That is side plus side plus side and plus side. So we got our side as 10 meters plus another 10 meters plus another 10 meters. They are supposed to be 4. A square has 4 sides, plus 10 meters. Okay, then you can add 10 plus 10 to get 20. Then again, this 10 plus this 10 to get another 20. So finally, you are going to have 20 plus 20, which gives you 40 meters. So this is how you are going to be calculating the perimeter. So the first thing is when the area of a square is given, first get the side using the area which is given. So you are going to bring in the idea of square root. So once you find the square root of the given area, then that gives you the square root becomes the side of the square. Then you can find its perimeter. So let me have some few questions. Otherwise, I'm going to end there. And we have, I have here a very brief question that is going to be for you. Okay. I have here a very brief question that is going to be for you. But all these questions now that you are going to try, you will try them in your Google Classroom. You will make sure you go there and find these questions there and do them. Okay, it has both the notes under this, and we also have the exercise. I've also set some exercise that you are going to do. Okay. Yes, so let me just run very fast. This is what we have been explaining. Okay, these notes, you are going to find it in your classroom. They are well explained. Okay, perimeter there. Now, this is our question. Yeah, that's the question that I want you to try. I want somebody to read the question. Please read the question, or even you can start trying as Anna is going to read the question. Anna, can you read the question? Anna? Anna, you are delaying to read the question. So let me ask somebody to read the question. Naume, Koli? Yes, Koli, can you read the question?
The area of a square field is 36 meters squared.
Okay, part A.
Find the length of the side of the square field.
Part B.
Calculate the perimeter of the square field.
Very good. Very good. Let me just briefly ask somebody to explain how we are going to find part A. Briefly, then we can end there. Okay, Ben. Ben, how are we going to find part A? Ben?
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, please.
Is this P4?
This is primary 6. P4, will they be able to learn this thing of square root? Okay, this is primary 6. Ben, are you in P4?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, let me get somebody in P6. Let me get somebody in P6 to explain. Okay, Trinity, can you explain how we're going to find part A and we can summarize there? Trinity? We have gone past by 1 minute. Meanwhile, others should continue trying, or somebody can just even tell me the answer for part A. Okay, Nimrod, do you have the answer for part A? Nimrod?
Hello.
Yes. Part A. How are we going to find the side of that square field?
Side times side is equal to area.
Good. You can go
Side
ahead. We are
squared
listening.
is equal. Side squared is equal to 36 centimeters squared.
Okay. Then what is the square root of 36?
Draw a prime factorize 36.
Okay, now just tell me what is the square root of 36 if you prime factorize.
6.
It is 6. Very good. So the side of that square is 6. So then you can use that 6 to calculate the what? To calculate the perimeter. Okay?
Yes.
Very good. So how do you calculate the perimeter now?
Perimeter is equal to side plus side plus side plus side.
Very good. So members, that is how we are going to be doing. Otherwise, thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you for those who have participated. Those who have not got chance to participate, we are going to make sure that in the next lesson, whether SST or English or science, you will be able to participate. Let me just maybe, so this work, all you are going to find it in your Google Classroom. So that is what I have tried to say here, okay? That you are going to find all this work in your Google Classroom. Unless someone asks a question, okay, we have James. Yes, James. Any question, James? Or Dennis? Okay, so members, thank you so much for listening. I hand the microphone back to our Charles, the host. Yes, Charles, you are welcome. I'm done with the lesson. Birunji, you still have a question or supplement, Birunji or Travis? Travis? How about Birunji? Do you have? Okay, you don't have, thank you, but you find this work in your Google Classroom, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, already I've already put it in the Google. Yes, please.
Excuse me, teacher. You
You're
never
welcome.
chose me.
I didn't. Next time, Birunji, I've taken note of that, eh? But as we were waiting for, yes, okay, Birunji, we are going to take note of that next time. Charles, I think I'm done with the lesson. Birunji, okay, thank you. Birunji, I've taken note of your name, eh?
I'll be waiting.
Next time you will start with the prayers.